Hi there, students. So this is phase 2 of the color wheel, and I am going to be playing around with extra colors on top of our color wheel with the woodless colored pencils that we had in the kit, but I also have a small array of Prismacolored pencils just to play with, and I've got some graphite as well. So what we're going to do is take our Prismacolor or woodless colored pencils. I'll call them woodless colored. I'll call them colored pencils, and you know that it's either or. And play around with the colors on the outside so that you're replicating the color or brightening the color or aiming for red violet with the Prismacolor pencils. This circle was playing around with the white crayon and white colored pencil and graphite, and seeing if I could get a gradient there and how the two look on top of each other on top of the watercolor. This ring was hatching and cross-hatching with the analogous colors in each analogous color group. So red, orange, yellow in this area, and blue, green, yellow, and just seeing how they look. Okay, this is like it's a test sheet, so you can see how things look. And then adding very lightly with light shading the complement on this in the inner ring. So in this little area, I would add purple, because purple is the complement of violet. In this place, I would add yellow, because yellow is the complement of violet. So that's the quick explanation. Now I'm going to do it here. This video might go on and on. You might have it on while you're working, or you might turn it off. I'm not sure how in-depth I will get, but I probably won't get this far. This phase 2 took me about maybe 20 minutes. Okay, so just to give yourself the time. The purpose of this is to practice with the materials. So the first thing I'm going to do is do my outside ring. So if I'm on blue, then I might take my my blue pencil, and maybe I'll cross hatch it to play around, or maybe I'll do some tip shading where I'm holding it straight up and down and I get a nice clean line. See that nice clean line? But it's really just about playing. And then a blue-green, I purposefully only took the a few of these colors out, and so I've just got a few colors. I don't have blue-green. So how do I do that? I do that with a combination of blue, put down a light layer of blue, and then I put down a light layer of green. And mixing those together, your eyes will read that as blue-green, but in a different way. You know, I'm a big scumbler, so scumbling is often the first thing I go to when I'm drawing. But let's see. So green would just be green, but maybe I find that the green is too green and I want to add some yellow to it. That's not the case there. So let's try yellow-green, and then I'll probably leave the rest. So often when I'm trying to blend colors, I might hold my pencil at an angle and get a very light surface. Okay, so there's a very light surface of that dark green, but I don't want it to be very dark. And then I can blend it by adding my pencil like this, and this is kind of from the side, and so I'm really kind of burnishing, which means I'm bearing down very hard on my pencil. So that's just the idea of what you would do as you go around there. Okay, you could use, again, Prismacolor pencil, wood-glazed color pencil, whichever one you want to use. And you'll find that there's not a whole lot to do on these parts. I'm on my woodless colored pencils now, so I've got, you know, yellow looks exactly the same. But I can see how I might outline it if it's not quite right, or adjust it. Here we've got some yellow orange. So remember, with these woodless colored pencils, they're going to be able to get you much more color in a bigger spot. Okay, so if I combine that and then a little bit of orange on top, visually it does a similar thing. It gets a little bit darker though, I think. And then sometimes you can like blend it with white. That can be a nice little trick sometimes. I'm going to try that here too. But if I went too far, we'd be here forever. So go as far as you want, okay? You might not do the whole thing. You might do it very quickly. Do what works for you, but experiment. Okay, so pretend that I've gone all the way around. Now I'm going to go, I think I'll go to the center next. You can do whatever you would like. But I'm going to go to the center next, and I'm going to use these guys, the woodless colored pencils. So for purple or violet, I'm going to take yellow, because that's the complement. And I'm going to blend that. And this one will be a little bit weird because it tends to be much lighter than the other ones. So that is, visually, we might see that as gray. Okay. Let's go to one that doesn't, oh, this one's dark too. So a blue violet, the complement is going to be orange, yellow orange. So I would use some yellow and some orange to kind of blend it here. Blue is going to be pretty clear. It's blue. And just to see how that visually works together, okay? I could, if it's just reading as orange, I could add some blue crayon and see if it starts to look less saturated, which means less color, more brown. So see how that starts to get darker and darker? The one where you can see it the best, I find, is in red and green. So I'm going to skip to red-green. And so green is going to go in the red, and red is going to go in the green. So I'm going to take this, and I'm holding it kind of at an angle so that I can see the watercolor through. Not sure if you can see that in the video, but I'm kind of, I'm not drawing very heavily. Okay. Oh, that's blue. What am I doing? I meant to use green. Green. And red. And the combination is going to make a very dark brown. And you'll be able to see that, or you won't. Just kind of experience what you see. So mixing green with the red should make it much darker. Okay, this is looking very strange to me. So since I do not have a violet, I'm going to mix the red and the blue to make violet. So I added, let's see, this was violet, this was violet. So I add red and blue to make violet. And that was on top of the yellow, okay? So in this central place, we're looking at what happens when we make things less saturated by blending the complement, okay? And we also end up with a lot of different textures and surfaces that we'll be able to use in our projects, in our drawings, to make your drawings really lively. So the next thing is the analogous colors. And